Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be talking more about delves coming up in the War Within. I haven't talked about delves since they were first talked about, I believe, at BlizzCon maybe. I did a video about it because I was super excited about it, and after some of the information that came out when the alpha dropped, I'm even more excited about it. Now, I do not have the alpha, so unfortunately I can't show the footage, and I know minus 100 points for me for that. I am going to just, in the background here, play just the delves thing, so you can see that. You can go to the World of Warcraft thing and watch this little video about delves if you want, but if you don't know, delves are basically a bridge between outdoor content and instance content, which was basically what a dungeon was initially, right? And so the difference between delves is these you can actually you can do them in a group still, but you can actually do these solo as well. So it's basically a solo dungeon content, and some information that came out recently made me even more excited about this because I already figured it would probably be something that I would enjoy doing on my alts or with my son or something like that. And some more information came out that kind of just backed up everything that I already kind of thought in a positive way. In particular, content creator Nagura, who's a high-end Mythic Plus, high-end raider, and caster for like MDI and stuff like that. I'm actually a fan of Nagura. I have disagreed with a lot of her takes. Not a lot, but just some of her takes. But what I respect about her is I believe she actually means everything she says. And she's like herself. And she's not doing it for like to get pats on the back from her friends or anything. I think she actually believes her takes, right? And in the creator world, that's, not necessarily always the case. So I'm actually a fan of Nagura because of that. And she did an interview with the guy, I think it was more than one guy, but the guy who does delves in particular, and he was like super psyched about delves because he helped work on them and created them, but kind of through the same mindset that I'm in. And so that's why I'm super excited about it. So again, as I mentioned a little bit before getting into the talk about Nagura and this delve video, delves are kind of a bridge between outdoor content and dungeon content, and in the same way that a dungeon was back when Dead Mines was around, or BRD or something, right? Except for it's not group content. It is group content, but it doesn't have to be group content, right? And so you can do this solo. And what's really cool about this is what has been released is that what the actual item level target is for this, right? In that interview with Nagura, the dev talks about the item level capping out at a delve 11. There's different tiers. They kind of compare it to like Diablo world tiers. Diablo in particular because they make the game Diablo at Blizzard, and they have like the world tiers for their system, and it goes up to like 11 tiers. You unlock them as you go, and for the max tier, it'll be a mid-range Mythic Plus or like a low end heroic loot or something like that, I believe was the range that they gave. So like a beginning heroic boss or a middle of the pack, what was previously like a Mythic Plus 10, but now you have to remember they redid the Mythic Plus system. It would be like a Mythic Plus 5 now. So it was previously a Mythic Plus 10 in Dragonflight. Now Mythic Plus 5 is where these delves cap out. Now he explained why they cap out there, and I thought it was a pretty good reason. He doesn't want people to feel forced to do it, because if they cap out at plus 10, let's say, right, the same as Mythic Plus, which that's the new cap for Mythic Plus, if they cap out at that, then what you're going to have is people feeling forced to do them, especially because they're solo content, right? Yeah, just go through. You need to do 100 delves so you can get the gear that you need. And they don't want that, and I think that's good. He actually said a line that I think was very important. He doesn't want delves to feel like Torghast, where you feel required to do it, because Torghast was also solo content that was kind of like a dungeon that you could do, but people didn't end up liking it, mostly because you just had to do it. Well, I got to do my Torghast runs that I don't want to do right now, but I have to do them because I need to have the stuff for raid or whatever. And they don't want to feel that for delves. They want delves to be this completely optional content and more designed for like open world players and solo players to have like a little bit something more fun to do than just like world quests, right? Because right now that's pretty much it. You go to world quests and world events, and then that's it. But this gives you an opportunity to go into an instance content and do it. Now, another reason why it's so fun and exciting to me is he also said something that rings true to me. He's a father of 3. I am a father of 2. And sometimes the reality is you might not have even 30 minutes to do something. Sometimes you might have 10 minutes or 20 minutes to do something. And a delve can kind of fill that role, right? Maybe I'm going to be busy on and off all day. Maybe I'm working on something. Maybe, I have both the kids at home with me, and, I'm going to be having to do things in and out. But what I could do is something that I can't do easily right now is I could just go farm delves on my alts, right? On my main character, yeah, I'm going to be in mythic gear and have really good gear. And I'm not going to need to do delves that much on my main character. But on my alts, what I don't do that for, I used to always gear my alts in at least like full LFR, maybe normal raid. When Mythic Plus came out, I used to put them in a little bit of Mythic Plus. But I kind of just have stepped away from that completely, pretty much in Shadowlands. Pretty much when they made Korthia, because Korthia was so un-alt friendly, at least at the start of it, I kind of stepped away from doing that. But with these delves, I will once again be able to kind of gear my character in this middle ground place. And why do I like to do this? It's this middle ground place to where if I wanted to make it my main, or main it for a patch, or play it for whatever reason, it's not far away from making that jump, like to the top part there. It's not far from making that jump. And so that's why for me that's very exciting, right? And so I think delves are going to be great. They're basically little, and again, I wish I could show you, I don't have alpha, but they're basically mini dungeons that you go into that have like objectives. It's not the same as a dungeon exactly, right? Think of Torghast, right? Where you might have to free something from a cage. You might have to solve a puzzle, right? Might be a lot of puzzles. That kind of content. So it's like a spruced up, nicer setting Torghast that you weren't forced to do. That also gives you gear. Not the best gear in the world, but pretty good gear at the high end. And then one last point I wanted to make that came out, and I could not actually find the source material about this. I just found people talking about it, but I'm sure it's somewhere. And I'm going to dig up even more and try to find the source for this. So if this part isn't true, I'm very sorry. That's why I saved it for the end here. But supposedly there's other tiers of delves you can unlock that are basically challenge modes for yourself. Maybe there'll be cosmetics locked behind them. I didn't see that part. And basically you can do like these really hard solo challenges, kind of like Mage Tower in a way. That was the comparison that I saw. And so however many delves there are, let's say there's 8 delves or 10 delves or something, like different delve zones, delve instances at the launch. You might have like 10 cosmetics or however many delves there are that you get from defeating them on the hard mode, right? Your gear doesn't go up. It's still that Mythic plus 5 level, but you can actually get like a bonus appearance or something like that. I think that'd be really, really cool. They did that for Torghast at the very end of Shadowlands, but I think people were pretty much checked out of Shadowlands by that point, and not a ton of people, went and unlocked all the cosmetics and stuff for Torghast. But for this is something I'm going to be doing anyways, right? I'm going to be doing a ton of delves. If I get alpha, I'll be doing delves. If I get beta, or when I get beta or whatever, because everybody gets beta if you pre-order or whatever at some point, I'm going to be doing delves because I want to check these things out. I'm going to be enjoying them. I'm going to be doing them on live. I think this is a great thing. I always talk about, I try to talk about at least as much as I can, just having things in the game that are for solo players that also aren't just like a slap in the face with like, it's like the worst possible gear. It just barely lets you kill outdoor world stuff. And, this delves is an opportunity to do that. It's also a way to like hone your skills slowly, right? In the same way Torghast technically was, except for, the anima powers could make you busted or whatever, right? If you have the right spec, getting the right ones. But I digress. The delves, can make you better at maybe doing, I don't quite have enough. Let's say you're not a very experienced high-end player or whatever. You're doing a delve 11 and you're struggling to kill a boss and like make you a DPS check, and it's not really a hard DPS check, but you just haven't done that kind of thing before, and it can kind of force you, just like the Mage Tower can. Really, the Mage Tower can make you a better player. Like if you're not used to doing that kind of stuff, the Mage Tower can make you a better WoW player. And I think delves can kind of have the opportunity as well. And that perhaps gives somebody the confidence to go into a Mythic Plus or go into a Mythic 0, or try out raiding for the first time. And so I think all that stuff can kind of be a positive as well. So this again is a feature that I'm just super excited about. And I, more than anything, I wish I could just show it and play it and put it on and like just rave about different points about it. But unfortunately, I cannot do that at this time. So I am sorry for that, but I'm not going to stop talking about stuff that I'm excited for just because I'm not on a short list to obtain the alpha. So that's it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.